into a brand new wave, drowning out the noise that's tame. Liberty whispers through the brave, breaking free from every chain. Nullify the rules they crave, crypto beats that pave the way. Anarchy with minds that's safe, algorithms new dawn today. Out of bounds and out of sight, building futures pure and bright. Escape the grip and win the fight. Welcome into the legacy ride. Beyond control we take a stand, casting off the iron brand. Freedom flowing through our hands, revolution's our command. Decentralize the way we plan, all together we expand. Breaking shackles for the clan, in this journey we're unpanned. Out of bounds and out of sight, building futures pure and bright. Escape the grip and win the fight. Welcome into
Where the fuck did he go? What the fuck? He done disappeared. What the fuck are you doing? He's disappeared. What? I think I lost him. This is Legacy News, episode 70. I am the legacy of Jennifer Kaiser. And we're going to have Crypto Wednesday. We'll talk about the rest later. Let's start the show.
Hey guys, I'm back from the party. Are you ready to do the podcast?
That is a terrible drunkard. I don't. What are you trying to do? Have
I'm
you
back
ever
from
been
the
drunk?
party, guys?
You've never been
What are
drunk
you
before,
talking
have you?
about?
You
I'm
sound
just here
like
to
you're
do the
just.
podcast.
You sound like you're just somebody that's just retarded.
Hey, that's my
Mm.
middle name. Actually, it's Joseph.
Oh, he's doxing himself. Welcome in, everybody. This is Legacy News. That's Andrew Joseph. He's trying to be funny, but he failed.
I
He
know.
failed, just like Dave Smith's comedy career. He failed. So that's why he got into political commentary.
Exactly.
So I'm Zach. Let's dive in real quick. This Friday will be something different to tune in. Weekly Legacy. First off, it ain't gonna be live, and it's not gonna have Andrew's sweet baldness. But stay tuned, because I got some things for you. Because this chapter, I think, dives deep into everybody's favorite book, the Book of Enoch.
Sounds fun. Yeah, I'm sorry I missed everybody yesterday, and I promise you this is not going to be a repeating thing. I just had some personal stuff to take care of, so I'll be back next week. I'm just saying.
Who cares? Nobody cares.
My audience loves me. I'm so appealing.
I'm not gonna deny that, man. I'm not gonna deny that. We were missing a few people that were tuning in, man. Probably because you weren't here. Nobody wants to hear me preach. They want to see
Yeah,
your
they want to see
reflect. They
my
want to.
appealing hair that's just falling off.
Yeah, they want to see their reflection in your bald head. Um,
Exactly.
so for this is Crypto Wednesday though. I said for Monday's episode that there may not be a Crypto Wednesday, but there would be something. Well, I lied. There's going to be a Crypto Wednesday. We have
You
something
shouldn't
for
lie,
you.
Zach. People don't like liars.
People don't like liars. Look at Joe Biden and Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. But yeah, speaking of Donald Trump, Trumps are in this article here we're talking about, which is
Why would Trump? Well, hold up. Why would Donald
what?
Trump be in this article?
Well, not Donald Trump specifically, but extended family, very well-known figures.
They're not. No, don't even go there. What? They're not
Yeah, Donald
related,
Trump
dude.
Jr.
They're not related. It's a joke. Stop being literal.
Everything's a meme.
Stop being autistic, dude. That's what you need to do. Stop being fucking autistic. Anyways, there was a Bitcoin party. Before we jump into this, why don't you explain
That's where
exactly what
I came back from.
You know, what explain what you came back from the Bitcoin party. What was it really like? Because obviously you're not drunk.
Oh, well, I obviously wasn't there. I'm just saying I was there, you know. I'm breaking the fourth wall now.
Break the fourth wall. Break the fourth wall. It already got broke by Dave Messler. Messler, whatever. I don't know. He's kind of a jackass. Whatever. He has a beef with WWE because you never see him try to break the fourth wall with everybody else.
Well, that's because the Walls of Jericho went over to AEW.
Well, man, they're like best buddies, aren't they?
I think so.
Yeah.
Probably. Just like Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit
allegedly
were best friends. Best friends, dude. Best friends. They were the best. They were the best of best friends. They were the best.
This is going to be the best party ever in crypto world.
This is going to be the best party ever, crypto world. I was there. I tell you, I was there. It was fun. It was the best party. It was on a yacht. It was with my buddy, Bitcoin.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I love Bitcoin. Great music.
So, I mean, that was the segue. You didn't bring up. You missed it.
I know. I miss everything. It's because I'm retarded. Anyways, let's go ahead and
Fuck.
Hey, there's Bitcoin. What happens in 2 days at a very wild crypto party? Dubai. Giant whale mascot dressed in an astronaut costume creates a bottleneck by a buffet lunch line. At the Money Rain event, promoters launched a confetti of crypto printed banknotes into the air. At a late-night rave in the desert, VIPs danced with $500 bottles of Armada de Brignac, champagne held aloft. See, I told you I was drunk. Lit up with sparkles.
I don't think you're drunk. I think you're retarded. This just goes to show you, though. This is what happens when you're maxing it up and its number go up. You start
content
acting
without
stupid.
A context.
Yeah.
The biggest names in crypto and 15,000 of their biggest fans marked a new era of freedom at a madhouse of a conference this past week in Dubai called Token 2049. Eric Trump, I told you he was there, showed up and promised to take down his family's banking foes. Not even a year ago, many of the event's marquee guests were deemed public enemies by the U.S. government and financial regulators. They were scorned by Wall Street. One was in jail. Another had been under house arrest. Several were the focus of criminal investigations. Here, Changpeng Zhao, founder of the Binance Exchange, who left a California jail in September, greeting fawning supporters. Justin Sun, a crypto billionaire, pitched a new U.S. exchange-traded fund tied to his company's cryptocurrency. Arthur Hayes, whom a judge sentenced to house arrest for money laundering violations, said it was time for the industry to go on the attack. What changed? President Trump returned to power and swept away most of their problems. His administration dismantled and redirected the law enforcement agencies that were investigating crypto companies and billionaires, and it tore down the regulators that the industry had loathed. He granted a pardon to Hayes, and
this is exactly what the party was like.
Right. So this is why you should. Yeah, baby.
We're gonna watch it again.
Sure.
Okay, that's enough.
All right.
That's kind of shows what it probably was like. There was a bunch of kids there with glow stick lights, just dancing to a bunch of silly techno. That's what it was.
What changed? President Trump returned to power and swept away most of their problems. His administration dismantled and redirected the law enforcement agencies that were investigating crypto companies and billionaires, and it tore down the regulations that the industry loathed. He granted a pardon to Hayes and several other crypto felons. Zhao had been pushing for the Trump administration to give him a clean sheet, too. With Bitcoin's price up since Trump's election victory, now at 97,000. See, this is so out of date. It's at 104,000 right now. The world's largest crypto event was where these financiers could finally bask in their good fortune. It was also an opportunity for them to strike deals with the biggest and most controversial new players in the crypto industry, Trump's own family. The DJ started before 9 a.m. as attendees who paid anywhere from $500 to $5,000 a ticket packed into the hallways of the Madne Jumeirah Resort. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. I'm not Italian. Some wore shimmering silver tuxedos or suits emblazoned with the Bitcoin symbol and cyborg sunglasses. They could slingshot across the resort's canals on the zip line or get their photo taken on a camel draped in a crypto exchange logo. Organizers handed out free champagne flutes. Outside, it was 170 degrees. Many places have tried to claim the title of the world's crypto hub. There was Malta's blockchain island, Switzerland's crypto valley, and Miami City's issued Miami coin token. The United Arab Emirates metropolis is one that is most living up to the hype. Some of the industry's largest companies, include Binance, have built large operations here in recent years. Lured by ultra-low taxes, a custom-built regulator, proximity to deep-pocketed Gulf investors, and a historical lax government record on financial crime. Everyone in crypto is here, said Yatsui, I guess that's how that's pronounced, chairman of venture capital firm Animoca Brands. Full Send, Why the Crypto Bull Market is About to Reignite, was the title of a talk by Hayes, the former Citigroup trader who pled guilty in 2022 to anti-money laundering violations on BitMEX. The crypto exchange he co-founded. Trump pardoned Hayes in March. The conviction was but an administrative black mark against him, and he had the moral high ground, the MC noted in his introduction.
Notice how Trump has yet to pardon Roger Ver or even Ian Freeman.
Yeah.
Interesting, right?
It is. It's almost like it's one-sided. A year skiing in Japan has taught him a new send-it approach to crypto. Like hucking off a cliff, Hayes told the packed audience, "Why aren't you buying Bitcoin right fucking now?" he said. Hayes, who remains a BitMEX shareholder, predicted it will hit $1 million in 2028. He took to the zip line the same day, yelling out his buy Bitcoin mantra while flying over the heads of attendees. After lunch, attendees stampeded to hear from Zhao, known as CZ, in addition to Zhao's 4-month prison sentence. Binance, the world's largest crypto exchange, paid a record $4.3 billion fine to the U.S. in 2023 for allowing terrorists, drug traffickers, and sanctioned actors to move billions of dollars through the platform.
Hold up, though. They do realize that we've had this same issue with terrorists and drug dealers with the dollar, right?
Yeah, and the more they crack down, the worse the situation seems to become. Weird coincidence.
It's called lawfare. Lawfare
Yeah.
has persisted, especially since the dawn of the war on drugs.
Right. With the room so full that people stood in the aisles, security guards slammed shut the heavy wooden doors while those outside begged to be let in. A laser shown by a dancer in a conical hat and thundering techno beats signaled Zhao's entrance. We've come on like rock stars," said Raul Paul, a crypto investor who interviewed him. Zhao, who now lives in Abu Dhabi, told the crowd that he's been advising a dozen governments on how to introduce more favorable crypto regulations. He was very optimistic.
It's pronounced Abu Dhabi. Come on, man. It's Abu. It's pronounced as it's spelled. Abu Dhabi.
You sure it's not Apu?
Abu.
Anyways.
Abu.
Okay.
Abu
I'm sorry,
Dhabi.
I'm retarded. Maybe just a little racist. Well, it comes with the pride of it being Italian,
Stop.
right?
Shut your fucking mouth, dude. Shut your fucking mouth. You want racism to die? Shut your fucking mouth.
I'm always Polish. Didn't ask about the jail stint. Afterwards, at a Binance Clubhouse event, CZ said he was a victim of a war on crypto under the last administration. But now there is a counter reaction. Now they'll let us accelerate much faster. Several listeners leapt to their feet and cheered. Justin Sun, founder of the Tron blockchain Tron blockchain network, who spent $6.2 million on a banana taped to a wall artwork several months ago, said in his speech he wasn't here for the money. He said the new exchange traded fund based on Tron's own cryptocurrency was awaiting approval for the Securities and Exchange Commission. The SEC paused a lawsuit against Sun earlier this year after he invested $75 million into the Trump family's crypto venture World Liberty Finance. Palalo Ardonio, I think that's how it's pronounced, CEO of stablecoin juggernaut Tether, said its digital dollar was born from passion, not from profits. It's in a presentation, they noted Tether's $13 billion in profit last year.
Is that why you're attached to the dollar, Tether? Because of passion?
Yes, or maybe that
Let
the
it die,
exchange
Tether.
Exchange fraud, but we'll do that for another episode. Tether and Sun was under investigation by the Justice Department during the Biden administration for financial crime violations. The Journal has reported. Later, a parade of Lamborghinis and Ferraris led the way to an after party at the Bohemian Beach Club on the Palm Jumeirah, I guess that's how it's pronounced. Dubai's palm tree shaped.
I wonder if Andrew Henderson was there. I heard Lamborghinis and Ferraris, so I can only say yes.
I mean, he might. Dubai's palm tree shaped island. After scattering the meme coin banknotes around, promoters rewarded one guest with a one-on-one experience with a Japanese adult film star. "Can you kiss my face?" the winner asked the woman, who obliged. A group of meme coin mascots then led an awkward group dance, including a Shiba Inu dog with a pink hat that was an inspiration for the token called Dog with Hat. Dog with Hat. The next morning, in a hotel lounge nearby, Matthew White, CEO of Dubai's crypto regulators, and its managing director, Adipa Raja Kaban, I think that's how that's pronounced.
This is what happens, though. This is what happens, though, man.
You shouldn't let me read.
No. Yeah, I shouldn't let you read. This is what happens when you get so enamored by greed and lust and
FOMO.
gluttony. I mean,
Type 7. Enneagram
you,
personality. Check it out.
it leads to moral depravity of relativist ideals where you do whatever you please.
No impulse control.
There's no impulse control. Like, what were they doing with the Japanese? They were one-on-one time with a Japanese adult film star, and what was it? You can suck my face. What?
You
Go
can
back
kiss
up to
my
that.
face, please.
You
Yeah.
can kiss my face, please. Okay. Well, at least it didn't
Can you
get
kiss?
further.
Can you kiss my face? Yeah. So
See.
type 7, they're known for fetishes, not in a sexual sense, just like everybody says liberals, liberals, liberals. You know how all this
It is
stupid
liberalism.
crap. There's always some kind of new spin and new push for an ultra level idea. This is what we're talking about. It's not in
Well,
a
it is
sexual sense.
liberalism.
That's why
Liberal.
so
Yeah.
many type 7s have drug issues.
Well, it is liberalism because liberalism is just a political side effect of the libertine philosophy of moral decay.
Yeah.
I mean, you just reflect it in politics, and that's how you get liberalism.
Yeah.
And yes, liberalism from the 18th and 19th century, they're libertarians, not just the 20th and the 21st century. It's all the same. It never, you didn't have a drop off, and now we refer to, your side or classical liberal. No, it's all liberalism. It's moral decadence, moral decay that overfloods into the political sphere. And then you get a whole mess inside politics while you're depraved through your social and cultural conformity. Go on.
It is a calling card for type 7. They're basically the freedom people. Anyways,
business.
right. I'm going to go ahead and reread this guy's name. Deepa Raj Karban said the conference marked the successor of the Dubai government's virtual asset regulatory authority. Setting up VARA, or VARA, was part of a push by the United Arab Emirates to clean up its reputation as a haven for dirty money after the Financial Action Task Force, a global watchdog, placed it on a list of countries that required greater monitoring. The FATF removed the United Arab Emirates from the gray list last year, citing progress. Raj Kaban said VARA's aim was to give the crypto industry its own set of rules, distinct from traditional finance. The vast majority of crypto firms act responsibly, she said, but needed to be brought out of the basement. That's funny because I'm in the closet. Don't launder money to the sign of
hey, at least you admit you're in the closet, man. You gonna ever come out of the closet?
When I'm done with the podcast episode, don't launder money, said a scientific compliance firm stand. Early in the afternoon, Eric Trump strode onto this main stage with Zach Witkoff, a son of President Trump's special envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff.
That's actually me.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So your status, okay, got it. Anyways, they're there to promote their company World Liberty, which recently launched its own dollar-pegged cryptocurrency USD1, known as a stablecoin. The younger Witkoff had just returned from a trip to Pakistan, where he signed an agreement to help its government boost crypto adoption. He stopped over in Abu Dhabi to meet Zhao. Did I pronounce it right that time?
I don't know. I don't care.
Okay.
I don't
World
speak
Liberty's
Italian.
World Liberty's growing. Well, I mean, you don't speak it to Pakistani either. World's Liberty growing.
I'm just here to put Pakistanis and Italians on helicopters and give them free rides.
Oh, okay. World Liberty's growing alliance with Binance is at the center of a spiraling web of financial conflicts around the Trump's family, which is now in business with a felon seeking a pardon. Binance has also been pushing for Treasury officials to remove the overseers the department appointed after the company's plea deal. The Journal reported last month.
You see what happens
Uh,
when politics gets enmeshed into this? You
yeah.
start
Well, I mean,
realizing you got to play
politics
the
is
game, and then
ancestral.
mm,
This a big push for crypto is to try to get the incest out of politics. When we
yeah,
say that, we mean actually destroy politics, make it die. White
yeah.
House
But that's
spokeswoman.
not that's not what's going on here. It's they're getting
I
enmeshed
know.
into the political craze.
Yeah, was it's because Bitcoin's been hijacked. White House spokesman Ann Kelly, President said, President Trump's assets are in a trust managed by his children. There is no conflict of interest. On stage with Son, who is a World Liberty advisor, Trump and Witkoff dished out the bank bashing that is beloved by the crypto faithful. To whoops and applause, Trump said nothing would give him more joy than to see the crypto help kill off the big banks that cut ties with his family. The exact same people who were coming after us for going after the crypto community, Trump said. He touted USD1 as a device for a seamless cross-border payments or as a way to pay for a stay at his family's hotel. Witkoff, an American flag pinned to his jacket lapel, said a recently announced $2 billion investment into Binance by MGX, a state-backed United Arab Emirates investor, would be paid in USD1. Since MGX needed to buy the USD1 to pay Binance, the dealer propelled the cryptocurrency's market value into the ranks of the largest stablecoin. The more USD1 in circulation, the more the Trump family can profit from the assets underpinning its value, chiefly the U.S. Treasury debt. We thank MGX and Binance for their trust in us, Witkoff said. I think it's only the beginning. To add to the world liberty's sprawling business entanglements, Witkoff also announced a new partnership with Sun to issue billions of dollars more on USD1 on Tron. Hundreds of drones took to the sky above the Madineh Jeremiah, I think it's Jeremiah, I don't know, during the
I don't speak
conference's
Italian.
final evening. Who let the dogs out, they spelled.
Who
Then
let the
attendees drove.
dogs out? Ho, 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 ho. Oh, my
Then
bad. I thought it was 2001 all over again.
right. Then attendees drove off into the desert, an hour east of Dubai, walked almost a half mile through the dark down a sandy track in an amphitheater, and packed onto a dance floor beneath a DJ booth built to resemble the flaming wings of a giant bird of prey. There, they donned luminous goggles, slugged tequila shots, and partied the night away to stomach quivering electronic music. A group of young men young male ravers stripped off their t-shirts and puffed on their joints. I can't get no sleep, chanted the crowd to a remix to the track Insomnia by Faithless.
I can't get no satisfaction. I can't. That's basically what it is right now with Bitcoin. They can't get any satisfaction with anything, so it's been co-opted. You're seeing a lot of the political subversion.
Marketing is co-opting it. It's not delivering on the promise. It's the central actors.
Mm-hmm.
The
No,
state,
and yeah,
the CIA,
and then
the FBI, anybody who's at anybody in power or has some power is trying to get a piece of the pie.
Then you implement the Trump family into the mix, and the concept of being debanked is a very real thing. But in their instance, they're using this to co-opt and subvert it to their own means and create their own banks. That's effectively all they're doing. They're dismantling the old to create the new. And I mean, I hate to break it to you, but Bitcoin is on that pathway to being your predecessor to a CBDC.
I mean, Walmart is creating a stable coin. If that doesn't tell you something, then I don't know what to tell you.
Walmart knows
Believe me,
that the
look it up
jig is
yourself.
up. Walmart knows that the jig is up, and so they're tokenizing in stable coins. That's all I can think of on that. A non-negative, I should say. Yeah. Speaking of, going off of this, the old Bitcoin party heading across the pond. Nigel Farage.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and check this out.
Okay.
What a revolutionary idea. Nigel Farage backs crypto tax cut after first Bitcoin donations. So inevitably he was obviously donating to Bitcoin, and now he's calling for.
This is a very special Crypto Wednesday because I read an article and we're watching a video. Man, where are we going with this thing? And it was a party.
And it was a party, exactly. Where are we going with this? We're destroying Bitcoin. That's why. That's what we're doing.
Something we don't often talk about, and it's cryptocurrency. Because there's a big thing going on in Las Vegas, a big sort of exhibition, if you like, a big conference in Vegas. It's the Bitcoin 2025 conference. Nigel Farage has gone over there. He's been speaking at the event. Also, JD Vance is there as well. Let's have a quick listen to it.
And what we're saying is bring crypto and digital assets in from the cold. Have a capital gains rate of 10%. And that means, if taxes are reasonable, people will pay them. We're going to have a Bitcoin digital reserve in the Bank of England. And we are going to pass legislation that says that no bank can close your account because you're trading in legal crypto or digital products.
No more debanking, ladies and gentlemen.
So yeah, we are taking it very, very seriously. And it's really interesting. I mean, 7 million people in Britain have got crypto assets. 1 in 4 people under 30 have got crypto assets. And yet our outdated Labour and Conservative governments have done nothing in this space at all. And what I want to do when we win the next election is bring us into the 21st century. We are going to launch in Britain a crypto revolution. We're going to make London one of the major trading centers of the world. We're deadly serious. And
positive talk. He's positively speaking, but he's hit something that you should be very suspicious of.
He's compromised. He's trying to bring people on out of the shadows.
Yes, he is. The suspicion of allowing access of a central bank and a digital reserve of Bitcoin. Those are the two keys. The capital gains of 10%. Why do you need capital gain? Why do you need taxes anyways?
The point of crypto is that it's supposed to be secret, and by bringing people into it's appealing to type 6. You bring people and making it normal, then you bring out all the gossip, all the rumors, and there's no privacy. That's the point of crypto. It's for privacy, financial privacy, independence, resilience.
Financial privacy and independence, but through a transparent means. Whereas your banks are not transparent, never were. All transactions are tracked, but nobody out in the public actually knows where that money is going or where it's coming from, or even if it actually exists. That's the difference. It's transparency with a private function. I cut you off, Andrew.
No, you're fine. I mean, you make the point I was thinking about. So, but there's no accountability in a state-backed system.
Accountability, I like it. Let's jump back in.
here it is.
Nigel Farage talking there about something which I think a lot of people in this country are still a little bit unsure about. Kate Bocherel is here, blockchain and emerging tech consultant. Kate, very good morning to you.
Good morning, Mike.
This is a quite sort of revolutionary idea from Farage, but I mean, there's going to be a lot of people listening to this and watching this morning who are going to go, I don't really understand cryptocurrency. I don't really understand what blockchain is. I don't really know what it all means. Can you? I know this is probably a really hard question for you to answer, but can you sort of sum it all up in about like 3 minutes?
Oh, this is the classic 101. Everybody asks this. So, so Bitcoin was the very first cryptocurrency, and it grew out of an idea that you could have payments between people that didn't involve a bank.
Right.
So how do you do that? Because I could send you a PDF of a fiver, and I could copy it multiple times and send it to other people, and that's not got any control at all. So you need somebody or something to keep the ledger of, I've sent Mike £5.
Right.
And so what blockchain did was that this is the ledger that sits underneath Bitcoin, and it puts all the transactions into a block like a page of a ledger, and then it sums them up at the end and flips over the page, and you can't go back and change anything. So that gave us the first time we ever had a peer-to-peer payment. So it was a really, really interesting invention, and it's kind of taken off, hasn't it?
Well, it has, but of course, what you see, what I read about anyway, is that sometimes the price of a particular Bitcoin or a meme coin suddenly soars, and everybody buys into it, and then suddenly somebody starts selling it, and it all drops down again. I mean, we've heard these stories about Elon Musk and Donald Trump, setting up their own Bitcoin and selling it, or then buying it and then selling it again. And I mean, it doesn't give people, I don't think anyway, traditionally, the feeling that it's particularly stable.
Yeah, there's lots of different types of cryptocurrency. So that's the first thing. So Bitcoin itself is just sort of like steady as you go. It's a bit like Stephenson's rocket. It was the very first thing, and it's a little coal-powered thing that trundles along at very, very slow speeds. And there's only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoin. So it's actually genuinely a really valuable asset. And that's kind of why the US is talking about a sovereign Bitcoin reserve. You heard that on the clip around a sovereign reserve, and we're seeing that being considered in Czechia and Switzerland and Sweden and all sorts of places. Because if you look at all the assets in the world, gold is the most valuable asset. Bitcoin's number 6, silver's number 8.
Wow.
So Bitcoin's kind of a special case, and it does make sense to think about it as a strategic reserve if you're already holding gold and silver.
Yes, of course.
So that's one side of it, and then there's lots of other cryptocurrencies as well, and they all have different purposes. So you've seen those meme coins, and some of them are built for communities, and some of them are scams. And the trouble is, where there's value, there's going to be scammers. That's one of the reasons why we have a lot of strict regulation around crypto. And so the FCA actually obviously classes it as a high-risk investment, because you can get burned really badly with this early volatile asset.
And so if there was, I mean, how would, if what Nigel Farage says he wants to do is to make London a sort of, a crypto hub, if you like, of some kind or other in the world, would there have to be more regulation then or less?
He's not the first person to say that. I think Rishi Sunak said that in 2022, and I think I've heard it before as well. We need more regulation, but actually this is already coming through. So at the moment, the regulations are a little bit sort of nervous, and I think there's only been 51 crypto companies actually authorized in 5 years by the FCA. But that's out of nearly 400 applications as well. But there's a new regime coming through, so there's new paperwork coming out from the Treasury, from the FCA, literally in the last week or so, to try and lift that innovation, to try and bring crypto companies into the UK and give them a friendly place to build their platforms and their,
and how does it work
their businesses.
I mean, he says he wants to reduce the tax to 10% from 24%. Is there tax on crypto in America?
There's tax on crypto absolutely everywhere, and I'm here to tell you, pay your taxes. Around about, I think the estimate is sort of 80%, maybe more, of crypto isn't actually declared. But we've got new tax regimes coming in 1st of January, which is the OECD's crypto asset reporting framework. So all the exchanges, all of the providers are going to have to provide transaction information and names and addresses.
And presumably, if you've gone through blockchain, then that's pretty much easy for the.
You're on mute.
My bad. What?
I'm not surprised. You're talking about the 80% not being declared?
And they're discussing the reform to make sure that those undeclared assets become declared, as all governments do.
It's a scare tactic. That's all it is. They're trying to get people, to jump.
And what's sad is the people will jump. That's the society we live in. Because taxation is the price we pay to live in a civilized society.
I thought it was extortion.
Yeah. They won't tell you that. It is extortion. They will never admit to that, but that's how it is. I mean, it's gaslighting 101.
Yeah.
So,
well,
tax authorities to check, isn't it? Or
Go ahead.
I said they're really kind of grasping at the straws. They're trying to build stability. And that's why they're doing this thing with the stable coins, and all these different companies are trying to create their own stable coins, is because the ice is broken up and they're drifting apart slowly with their power.
Good. That's all I have to say to that. Good. Let them drift apart slowly.
Too much of it.
Oh no! You can follow transactions. Literally, you can follow them back to people in the real world.
And always. Is that the only way you can do it? That's the only way you can do business is through blockchain.
So a cryptocurrency lives on a blockchain. It's part of the software.
Yeah. Okay.
So all the movements of a cryptocurrency between people, you can actually see those transactions. You could pop one up on your browser right now and you'll be able to see them.
Yeah, because the other thing we hear a lot about is that it's used quite often by a lot of criminal entities and criminal individuals as well, who can move money or exchange money. I mean, I've been told, and I've not actually seen
a lot of criminal entities. They're all criminals.
There was a video I watched. We'll probably do it next Crypto Wednesday. It's talking about the people that do the auditing of crypto transactions, taxes, and all that, and how their the people who are verifying their information is accurate. It's only the government. So yeah, they're full of shit here.
Yeah. Should we go further into this video, or
it's entirely up to you?
I mean, think we've probably heard enough.
Nigel's no longer in the picture, so I don't see the point.
Yeah, there's no real point to continue on it. But the fact of the matter is like I think we can decipher the remainder of what they're going to say, which at this point they're just going to repeat until the end of the clip, because that's just how the talking heads are. They've said their piece. Now they got to fill in the gaps of their little show. But yeah, I mean, they're
taking pointers from people up above them in power. So it's not like it's anything we haven't already heard.
No, I mean that's the tactic. It's not what we haven't heard. Some of those that watch us on Wednesdays may not necessarily know too much. They're not endeavored into the crypto space, so they don't know this. And so hearing things like this, you would probably hesitate to make your move to divorce and escape the system, because in retrospect, they're utilizing Bitcoin to consolidate and create new branches off of the old system. But that's not how crypto is. I mean, there are other avenues to walk away from Bitcoin. I mean, you have Dragon Chain and its apparatus with Den.social. There's another one. I don't want to call that out yet because it's the site is up. I think it has like 22 days. The Meme Asylum. So
yeah, that'd be good.
Shout out to Lee of Kip's Crypto on that one. You have Tari. I mean, so you have other. I mean, you have the Monero system, period, which we went over in a series. If you'd like to break that down, our Breaking Monero series that breaks down the series called Breaking Monero, which utilizes Monero utilizes the concept of both privacy in both blockchain technology in its own exchange techniques, as well as maintaining a more private means of ownership.
Yep.
So you can, just because the blockchain is transparent does not necessarily mean that you yourself will lose your anonymity. So transparency doesn't mean that there is no anonymous input output scenario. It just means that the transaction itself is transparent to those that are. It's being recorded on a ledger, so you're going to see it. Even with Monero, even with Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, whatever, what have you.
It really just depends on, who's actually doing the transacting with who. And that's how you kind of dox yourself in a way. So you got to be careful.
Mm-hmm. But in this aspect right here, what has already been going on with KYC, and then what they're talking about in the UK, Nigel Farage, the great Nigel Farage, of victor of freedom, the vicar of liberty in the UK.
Well, let's be honest. Compared to a bunch of the other people in Britain, he's all right.
He says the right things. He's sort of like, he's a populist on the element of what Trump campaigned on.
He's also pretty consistent.
He is consistent. I will give him that. He's a lot more consistent than Donald J. Trump.
Right.
So, but at least, at least you can look at him and be like, well, at least he's saying it all out loud of what their plan is.
Yeah.
So, whereas Donnie would just say, we're going to do this and we're going to do that, and we're going to make sure that we make America great again, and then it's all Israel first.
Oh, Donnie boy, the pipes are calling.
Anything more to say on the article or on this clip, Andrew?
Oh man, I'm stoked we had 2 different segments in one day for Crypto Wednesday, so I'm pretty happy.
I bet you are. There's an old man that's behind you.
Is he from the party?
He's not from the party. He parties in your house every day.
Well, let's ban him. Like the Communist Party needs to be banned.
Why do you need the ban? The banning that's not liberty.
I know. But it is the communists.
I thought you were a free speech absolutist. Look at him,
Something
dude.
like
he's helicoptering his.
I'm going to have to leave now, but I was sure I came in by that door over there. Hey, man, where's the door to get out of here?
Oh, it's right over there, sir.
Right over where?
The exit sign? It's that door right there.
That red sign?
Yeah, just go right that way.
Okay.
I think it went down the wrong door.
Where am I? Hey, what the fuck's wrong with you? That's not the right door.
Sir, you're going to want to go to the one with the exit. You went to the door to the side there.
I went to the right doors and where you pointed me to, you fuck.
I pointed you to the exit.
Man, you're fucking with the wrong guy.
I'm sorry.
You see this bulge on my hip? You know what that is?
That's a gun.
That's a Glock. You're fucking with the wrong guy.
Yeah.
Don't ever send me to the wrong door.